Right, here we go. So this video that I'm making is about the messages from what some people some people call God. Yeah. See, I'm like that. Do I make this video? Do I not make this video? Right? Two sides. So, oh, hello. No, I will. You know when you start and then you think no, but you have to go with the flow, right? So messages from God. Right, this is how it works. Let's say you're walking along and there's danger ahead. Okay. Now somebody else sees that danger. You don't see it because you don't see the same things as they do in the same way. Which is why. Way, it's words. So they shout to you. Well, first they tell you, and then they shout because you don't hear them. You do hear them, but you don't know that you hear them. The reason that you hear them, but you don't listen, is because the information that they're giving to you is in a different language. Okay. So you're walking down, you don't see the danger, they see the danger. They're trying to tell you. It's funny, isn't it, the timing of things? There's no coincidences. The sequence to con the eye. You coin the phrase. I'm not going to go into anagrams and things or about messages God. No, I'm going to stitch these two videos together. Right, so walking along, somebody shouting, there's a danger, talking a different language, so you don't pay attention to it, so you fall into the danger. Right. So they try different things. They try increasing the volume. Might get your attention, right? But you're more likely to move away. If somebody's shouting and you don't understand what they're saying, you are more likely to move away from that or even hasten your pace in a particular direction of the danger. So, communication. So, we've made this about interpretation and the messages from God, as some people see it in that sense. Now, it's really important at this stage, right, that you don't get your beliefs mixed up with faith. They're called different things because they are different things, right? And this is not when somebody shows you something, right, that changes your perception, you have to be able to keep the value of the lesson that you learn in your previous perception, right? Because you can't then, if you just think, oh, everything that I knew before were wrong, and you feel bad about that then because you feel like you've made a mistake, right? There's a reason why a steak, right? My steak, right? Vampire being staked. There's a reason why a mistake. So you can't allow that to happen. You can't feel bad. You can't let the negative emotion drag you down, right? In that sense, because it's all part of your journey. It's all part of your learning. If you knew everything in the one go, you wouldn't have a life. You wouldn't have a journey, right? Because if you were just a particular file, yes, that is an anagram of life, then all the data would be in the particular file and it would be complete. Right, veering off a little bit, I feel like that. So, we're given different signs, and these signs are delivered by different, because if you're actually talking, we're thinking about two people here, right, speaking different languages, whereas actually the reason that they're like, and I'm going to talk about, there's so many different religions, and they cause divide, although they are applicable to different people, because you are different. If you're all the same, you only need one religion. So it's the difference that these accommodate. It doesn't make them right, it doesn't make them wrong. It makes them right for you if you believe that they're right and they add value and some balance to your life, to your experience, to your journey. This also doesn't mean that you stay with one. It's part of the problem of the framework of religion and why they keep collapsing, right? Is because the framework that they built is too rigid, and they try and shepherd their flocks, people, right, and keep them. They are temporary perceptions, because if you stay with one, right, unless that is your choice, if they try and keep you, right, then you are potentially, you could perceive that as being a prisoner within the framework of the Legion. Right? Yes, repeating the same mistake to explaining too much. Alright, so, taking a step back. Yes, I have to touch on the perception of the Father, Son and the Holy Spirit. Well, if you've got the Father and you've got the Son, who's missing? Well, it's the Mother, isn't it? Right? So, gotta be careful with these, because within the perception of society and where we're at now, people's ability to misinterpret help as a criticism, right, is so sensitive. I'm forgetting to wash pots. And what can happen is that you try and help somebody, you take it as a criticism, and then they either, if you think about it's the misinterpretation. Because originally, go on, I'm just going to get to the point, because this in my head when I was thinking, yeah, I'll actually share this, it was like a 30-second, 60-second video of getting to the point, right? But as you explain things, other things jump in and interpretations, and but you get to the root, right, the R-U-T, right, which the U is it's two things above, and it's the root, because the root is in the middle of the truth. Yeah, the tooth. So, the information in the air, right? First, you get some information in the air because there's layers. That's why there's a lot of mining and going to war. Quarrying. And the mining, right? In the eye. In the egg. So the information is sent in the air because that's the sort of way that some people this is how your thoughts are influenced. You see electrical pathways and how information sent in there, like aerials, like air, real. And then that didn't work. So you send guide, right? And this was animal spirits, right? Spirits, animal spirits, and it's like a different attempts to make communication. Well, that didn't work, so we'll try a different way. We'll try something else. We'll modify this, and then women and men and the earth and the moon. So the answers are in everything. And this is why films and music and all of the answers are there, because the creativity which you are influenced by, your dreams, inspiration, right? Your thoughts and your experience. Your thoughts and your experiences are two different things. There's an input and output. Generate this information to share for others to see, and this is why things become popular, right? And because your left and right eyes pop out, wow, right? It's just pop the bubble. So much of it could be the point, and this is another thing where it breaks off into sort of the perception of mental health, mental awareness, right? How much are you aware of the ENT man, the Y, the ear, nose and throat, aerials. So, information in air, Holy Ghost, the animal spirits, where blind leading the blind comes from, the guide, dogs. Because there's so much that's metaphorical, right? I wrote a poem about if you take things literally, then in vow hell you'll be, because there's vowels and so much information. That you really, it's one of the other reasons why you have to think like a child. That reference means don't lose your imagination, because if you become too firm in your pathways, right, set in stone, it's the hard line of thinking, right? And then if you think there is only that particular way, well, that's alright for you, but don't try and tell other people that way, because it's different. So the interpretation of the messages from what some people perceive as God, right? In the air, animals, there's in all things. So we try so many different ways to make contact, right, with something from somewhere else. And the thing is, when you realise that, like, we're the ones from somewhere else that crash landed on this platform, the plane, right? Yeah. The point, the tip of the, it's not an iceberg, an arrow. Another one, I reference the eye, which is in German, the egg. It's called the eye. Language is cool like that, but that's a whole different Babylon thing. So I'm gonna wrap it up there. I don't edit videos usually, because there's so much realness in not editing it. It's the emotion, the journey. It can be too clinical. So many of these videos and shares I make for myself. I make them because at different points in my journey they tell me different things. I mine at points, hear or see something. I don't sit there watching my own videos. Though I might read one of my poems or see some information out of a video, and at different points on my journey, the same information means different things because it's you that's changed and interpreted it in different ways in your journey, in my journey. So I don't tell people what to do. I share information, and although I can build a better framework for this place that allows a good framework, but also the movement, that's important. Because if you think you're done, you're done. If you know you're not done, then you've still got things to do. But you have to learn to listen with more than your ears. That's enough for now. So much more. Though just a little addition, actually, because the story of you have to Tesla and Einstein numbers and frequencies and vibrations. I want to try and put me in a nut house. To try and conform. So it's really to do with a lot of with the mental perceptions and people who see things differently. Right? Is because they keep the mainstream and well, a lot of education is developed as it's a Mayans dream of the main man. And mitigate to steer down a particular pathway. So there's so many people who you would call mental who have awesome answers to change the world. Not the only ones who do, who all have an influence. Though anybody tries to call me mental and put me in some sort of institution is not a friend to humanity, right? And I ain't going nowhere. I can do what I do. Start drinking a cup of tea, notepad, piece of chalk on the board. So yeah. Anyway, this is. I just find it easier to speak when it seems like nobody's listening, even though everybody is.